Good evening. We're back with more Marvel Champions. This evening will be the start of a campaign through the Rise of the Red Skull. We'll be playing the campaign on expert difficulty using Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman, a leadership protection deck that runs Jessica Drew Spider-Woman. And we'll see how it goes. So the first scenario of the campaign is Crossbones. He starts with his weapon attachment, Crossbones machine gun. And we start with an experimental weapons deck. So let's get a hand. These cards are pretty good, except for Captain Marvel. Probably keep the rest. Captain Marvel is a good card, it's just usually hard to afford it, and it's not an aspect card. It's good to get out with Quinjet though. And we reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck, which is Laser Rifle. Attached to the villain. When attached villain attacks, the attack gains range. So we need to make a note in the campaign log of which weapons enter the game. So that's all for the setup. Crossbones' attacks gain piercing. It's not likely to come into play too much because I do have one card that adds toughness. And when he attacks, we remove one ammo counter and take indirect damage. Most likely. Okay, let's get started. We'll look at the top card of the encounter deck. It's got 3 boost icons. That's a big one. So we've got energy for finesse. And I think we'll get out Maria Hill here. Squirrel Girl, energy barrier for Maria Hill, and use finesse to get out Quinjet. The other option was to get out energy barrier instead of Maria Hill and then Quinjet as well, and I could have buffed up Spider-Woman by an additional 1. But I don't have any side schemes to clear immediately, so... Well, actually... When I play Maria Hill, I draw a card. So would I rather spend the Quinjet on energy? No, I think I do want the Quinjet. We'll just have to throw the card away. I don't know, it's a little bit more efficient. Yeah, okay, let's take this back. So when we play Maria Hill, using finesse and Squirrel Girl, we can then draw a card and then use Quinjet and the drawn card to pay for energy barrier. It's good to use all the resources when you can. We'll go ahead and attack for 1 and then attack for 2 and then draw 5. So 1 thread on the quest. And then Crossbones is going to attack. So this says when Crossbones attacks, do you do this boost? I think you do it before you deal the other boost cards. So we'll deal the first one. First boost card for the indirect damage, which is worse for me because we know that's a boost card of 3 and Crossbones is going to attack Maria Hill this turn, but I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. So this boost card is 3. That's going to deal 3 indirect damage, which we'll have to use the energy barrier for. Well, we don't have to, but I'm going to. And then Crossbones' attack will go on Maria Hill. Or, actually, I think I'm going to put it on on Spider-Woman. We'll use finesse to play desperate defense. So she's going to be at 4 defense. And I think that's unlikely to succeed though, because he's at 3 attack plus boost, so let's not do that. Let's go with the original plan. Let's put it on Maria Hill. The boost card is 2, so it's for 5, so that's a good decision. And then we got an encounter card, which is Cornered Staff. When revealed, discard 1 card per player from the top of the encounter deck. Place 1 additional threat here for each boost card. So that card is going to be 3. Ouch. Okay. Now we're on to the hero phase. Do I want to get out Goliath? Do I want to... I don't think so. I think what I want to do is play Pheromones. So we'll use Finesse and Self-Powered Glide to play Pheromones. I think. Is there any way I can play 2 cards of different aspects? No, there's not. So we'll get a Stun and a Confuse there. I don't think I'm going to use the Self-Powered Glide for that though. I'm going to use Power of Protection for that. Because I'd like to, I think, thwart twice. So we'll go thwart for 1, use Goliath to play Self-Powered Glide, and thwart again, and then we'll draw 4. So 1 threat, remove Stun, 1 encounter card, which is the villain and each minion attacks you. So he's attacking for 5. I'll try the Desperate Defense here using Finesse. We'll see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It fails. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I do take 2 damage. So I don't get to ready up. And then we're on to the hero phase. So we'll use Inspiring Presence, Desperate Defense, get out another Finesse, and then we'll draw 4. I think I'm going to flip here and draw 5. So 1 threat, remove Confuse, we'll take advantage of that, and then 1 encounter card, which is Hydra Bomber. 1 threat on the main scheme or 2 damage. We'll take the 1 threat. And then we will take a look at the top card of the encounter deck, which I could have done at the end of last turn too. It's an assault, so 0 boost icons. That may impact my decision about whether to Desperate Defense or not. We'll flip over to hero form. We'll use Finesse for Inconspicuous. Get rid of this Cornered Staff. We'll use Finesse for Inconspicuous. I'm adding 1 token to Spider-Woman to denote the +1, +1, +1. If we're playing an aspect card, we've played Justice cards this round. Let me take this back. Do I want to get out Avengers Mansion? I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, get out Avengers Mansion. Use it to draw a card. And then use Indomitable to play Inconspicuous, Rapid Response to play other Inconspicuous, Spider-Woman to attack Hydra Bomber for 2, and then we'll draw 5. I like that better in the long run. We ramp a little bit. So 1 threat, Crossbones is going to attack, and I'll have Spider-Woman exhaust to deal with that. So this time it's going to be 1 more ammo counter and 2 indirect damage. Did I deal the indirect damage originally? I don't think I did. I think she should be 2 lower. Then we have the attack, which is 1, 2, 3. So 1 more damage. We got an encounter card, which is Hydra Flame Soldier. Okay. Then we're on to the hero phase. We'll draw a card with Avengers Mansion. So we'll go Genius for Contaminant Immunity. Heal 3. Give her Tough. Fortunately, Crossbones' attacks do go through that because he does have a weapon attachment. I don't think this is discarded when the ammo counters are done. Not sure about that, but I don't think it is. Anyway, Spider-Woman gets buffed by 1 for the contaminant immunity. Go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Falcon. No, I'm going to keep self-propelled glide, I think. No, there's no point. Can't use it this turn. We'll look at the top 3 for treacheries. It's going to be 2 treacheries so we can remove 2 threat. And then we'll do 2 damage to the soldier and draw 4. So 1 threat, 1 attack from Crossbones. That attack will go on Spider-Woman. And it will remove the piercing when he attacks. Or remove the tough when he attacks. So the attack is for 3, 4, 5. And then the Hydra Flame Soldier attacks for 1. Which is undefended. So I think actually that attack needs to go on Falcon because I don't want to discard one of my supports. So I'll just do 1 damage to Falcon. Then we got an encounter card incoming. Hail Hydra. Each Hydra minion engaged with the hero makes an attack. Okay, so 1 damage. That's going to remove one of my supports this time. Or upgrades, right? Nope, it's just a support. Rip Avengers Mansion. Okay, on to the player turn. Let's go ahead and use Finesse to get out Energy Barrier. And we'll use Hawkeye and Energy Barrier to play Rapid Response. So Spider-Woman will be at 2 tokens. I want to keep Unflappable. I like that card a lot. Draw 4 and ready up. So 1 threat. Crossbones attack will go on Falcon. Rip Falcon will bring him back with Rapid Response, and you can look at the top 3 of the deck again. Treachery, 1 treachery, so he removes 1 threat. Then we got an attack from a Hydra Flame Soldier, which can go on Spider-Woman for no damage. Or I could take it undefended and use Energy Barrier, but then I have to discard a support. I don't have any supports. Do I care about doing the 1 damage with Energy Barrier? Typically Spider-Woman attacks for more than 1, so I don't think I do. I'll just use her to defend it. No, I'll use Energy Barrier and save her attack. So we'll take it undefended. No supports to discard. Then we got an encounter card incoming, which is the villain attacks you. Well, now Spider-Woman will defend. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Which would be 1 damage, so we'll Energy Barrier that. Okay, on to the hero phase. Gonna go Power of Leadership for Pheromones. Get a stun and confuse on the boss. We'll use Finesse for Unflappable. This is an inefficient turn. Use Falcon to take out this Hydra Flame Soldier. Probably should not have used an Energy Barrier token on that, but I really didn't want to drop any lower than she already is. I think I'm going to flip here. Drop these 2 cards and draw 6. So 1 threat, remove Confuse, 1 encounter card. Okay, so we're already in Alter Ego form, so we'll exhaust her. Or I could place 3 threat on the main scheme and keep her. Nah, we'll just exhaust her. Alrighty, so hero turn. We'll use strength for contaminant immunity, heal 3, add tough. Gotta flip before doing that. Let's go with finesse, Quinjet, Venom Blast for Iron Fist. That minion is very strong. And then we'll just draw 5. Not going to use his attack here because the boss is already stunned. So 1 threat, remove stun. Got a rapid response, I was hoping for that. And then we got an encounter card after removing the stun, which is the Villain Schemes. Oh, when I went up to 3 threat, that completes the scheme. So we got the Infinity Stone. Reveal the top card of the Experimental Weapons deck, which is Exosuit, and we'll make a note of that. And then we've got, what did I say? I removed the stun and then I have the encounter card. Oh no. I did reveal the encounter card and it was the Villain Scheme. So he schemes for 4. Ouch. Yeah, that hurts. Anyway, on to the player turn. Let's get Power of Leadership for rapid response. Let's go. Do I want to use Inspiring Presence here? I'll use it to play Indomitable. Buff Spider-Woman by 1 more. Now, let's back this up. Let's go Finesse for Indomitable. Let's use another Finesse. We'll probably use the other Finesse for Self-Propelled Glide. So we'll use Iron Fist to deal 2 damage. Then he uses a token to deal 1 damage and stun the enemy. Now I have a question here about Inspiring Presence. So the phases of the attack are, you do the consequential damage at the end. So can I Inspiring Presence after he exhausts, but before he takes a damage? I'm going to have to check on when the action windows are. Well, I wasn't able to find an answer to this question specifically, but I think that you cannot pause mid like ally action and trigger another action. I think you have to complete the whole thing and then trigger the Inspiring Presence after that, but somebody can correct me if that is incorrect. I would like to know that. So if I don't want Falcon to die, then what I need to do here is Inspiring Presence before I use his action, but then I won't be able to use Spider-Woman twice because I won't. Oh yes, I will, because I have Finesse. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to use Inspiring Presence using Finesse. Heal 1 damage from Falcon. And then we'll go ahead and use him to thwart for 2. I want to use Spider-Woman to thwart for 3. And I want to use Self-Propelled Glide to ready her. And then deal 3 damage to the boss. And then we'll draw 5. That decks me, so 1 additional encounter card. And then we're on to the villain phase. So 1 threat, we got remove stun, and then we got 2 encounter cards. Combat Knife. Another +1 attack for the villain. And Hydra's sidearm. Another +1 attack for the villain. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has a lot of +1 attacks. Yikes. Okay, on to my turn. Let's go ahead and put him into phase 2 with Iron Fist. So it's 1. And then we deal 1 damage to him. When Iron Fist attacks an enemy, not sure, you deal the 1 damage and the stun first and then the 2 attack, or vice versa. I'll play it the way that's least beneficial, but I'm not sure that's the right way. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck, which is Power Gauntlets. After the villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. Make a note of that. Okay, so we just need 15 damage to finish him off. Let's go ahead and use Finesse for Quinjet. Definitely want to use Rapid Response on Iron Fist. We can just keep the boss stun locked for the rest of the game. And we'll use Finesse for Inconspicuous, just to buff Spider-Woman again. Then we'll go ahead and attack for 3. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to discard Helicarrier and draw 3. So 1 threat, remove stun, encounter card, give the villain a tough status card, okay. And then we'll go ahead and attack for 2, remove the tough status card. None of these have an impact, like when I attack him he gets tough or something like that. No, okay. So Iron Fist is retired, we'll bring him back with Rapid Response. And we'll attack again. 1, 2, then 1, and stun. What do we want to play? Finesse for containment immunity, for the healing, and for the buff for Spider-Woman. Should we Pheromones for the same reason? The boss is going to be stunned for the remainder of the game, I think. But I could get a confusion on him as well. I think I'll go ahead and do that. Pheromones +2, add confuse. And we'll go ahead and attack for 3. And then draw 3. So 1 threat, remove stun, encounter card. The villain attacks you if they have a weapon attachment, which they definitely do. This gains Surge, so the attack will go on Falcon. It has a lot of extra attack, but no worries. And then it surges. Hydra Flame Soldier. Okay, can I just do 6 damage here? Let's see, I've got Luke Cage for 2, Spider-Woman for 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I buff her by 1 with Luke Cage, then it's over. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, add another stun. Retire Iron Fist. Okay. So, pretty mild first scenario, I would say. Iron Fist is a very strong ally. That ally is ridiculously strong. between Iron Fist and Pheromones, Spider-Woman will be capable of, combined with Rapid Response, you can stun lock bosses for days, as long as you have a little time to get set up. Lots of weapon attachments here, but none of them too impactful beyond plus attack. So what happens if you advance to phase 3? Reveal the top card of the... Okay. So anyway, since we're playing on expert difficulty, we've got to make a note of the remaining HP for the hero, which is 9. And then I haven't decided if I will post these as individual scenarios or all as one video. But we'll go ahead and do another intro in case I decide to post it as individual videos. Sort of. Anyway. One moment, I'll get scenario 2 set up.